Dread Cellar. Okay, Magma Incarnate. Reduce the duration and frequency of Blitz Burn. Daedric Outbursts only present in hard mode. Red Petal Bastion. Players who die to Rock Slide Rush no longer receive credit for the Stampede Shuffle achievement. The Bastion Breaker achievement now correctly states it needs to be completed within 25 minutes. The Shockwave ability no longer has a chance to hit targets twice in rapid succession. LM no longer has a chance to get stuck on a ledge when jumping into the fight. Oh, never saw him do that. It's funny. Oh. So what's the CD cap? What do you mean? Lucky Ghost. I think the armory was probably more intended for players that don't have time to level multiple tunes for different roles. But it so easily could have been both. It so easily could have been both. And then the crowds would have cheered. You know, there would have been a massive uproar. Everybody would have loved it. These are live notes. PTS are not out yet. Yeah. But yeah, like someone said, I have a version of it where, you know, they could have had like I don't know. Monetization got in the way, I think. Fixed an issue where some abilities pull such a fiery grip silver leash cause taunting target context to break. So is this like saying they're fixing taunt? Oh, it is. This is the taunt bug. Yeah, true. Could have been made for both. So there are pros and cons, but it's relative. Yeah, it's just overly monetized. That's all. I mean, what it is cool. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it to switch between mag and stam at the very least. But just like 2 slots, 2, and then you have to buy extra for every single character, 1 at a time, 18 characters. Yeah. All right, fixes. Okay, cool. Sorcerer Storm Calling, Bolt Escape fixed a erroneous VO shout that would occur when using this ability and its morphs. Taunting bug makes no death very difficult. Oh man, it's been a nightmare in our content. It's been a nightmare in our content lately. And you feel bad for the tanks because you're just like, boss is loose, and they're like, no, it's not, but you know it is. As it turns around, it just whacks someone to death. Let's see. Bolt Escape fix erroneous VO shout that would occur when using this ability and its morphs. Yeah. All battleground queues are set to offer deathmatch game modes only. All battleground queues are set to offer deathmatch game modes only. That's cool for the PvPers and for people like me that I like the deathmatch. Unless I'm leveling up a PvE tune, then I hate the deathmatch. Yeah. Then I hate deathmatch, right? Then I'm like in there, I'm like, oh man, I just need to unlock Caltrops. Please give me a Chaos Ball or something where I can contribute in any kind of meaningful way on my PvE tune. Yeah, that's gonna be, oh man, that's gonna be rough. Now it's harder than ever now to level up your alliance and stuff as a PvE character. I'm glad I don't need to do it right now. Let me just say that. That's gonna make leveling miserable for people. Fix an issue where visuals for the Battlefield Nightmare Cinch Mount would have a low graphic quality on the character select screen. Yes, they fixed the bong. Wait, what bong? Should a healer in a dungeon or a trial have an ability to do damage or focus solely on healing? A healer in a dungeon or trial have an ability to do damage or focus on healing? I don't know. You know, I could see either way. I could see it. Well, if they need to heal, it's because the dungeon requires enough healing. Right? Well, I guess if an ESO, the concern would be an ESO if the healers were also doing damage that would mean they'd be building the game around a, it would be even less healer centric, and this game's already like, you can run every single dungeon without healers already. In fact, it's easier most times to do so. So I think that would just make that problem worse if they started building the game around healers being damage dealers. I think if anybody needs to do damage, tanks or something, man. Tanks make tanking more fun, so that we have more tanks. Think there should be checkboxes for the PvP modes a player willing to accept the queue, and those modes, yeah, and then it's just longer. Yeah, well, most of the time it's easier with 3 DPS. It is, yeah. I mean, because if you burn the boss, you don't have to survive the mechanics because you never saw them. Yeah, you've had 50% damage in dungeons as a healer. Well, obviously you were with really talented DPS that day, you know. Yeah, some instances you do want a damaging healer, like VBR score runs often have DPS heal hybrid necro. Yeah, yeah. I mean, for a very long time you wouldn't even take healers into VBRP. It's like Unchained, you didn't take healers, you just didn't. So these are the new patch notes. These are the live patch notes. So they made some quick they did some quick fixes last night apparently. So we got some live notes. You only enjoy the flag BGs, yeah. And that's one of the things where the PvPers 100% enjoy deathmatch the most. And when I'm on a PvP build, I enjoy deathmatch the most. No question, no question. Deathmatch is by far the most fun. Capture the relic, probably the most like tedious, because you know it's really who's getting ganged up on, they're gonna lose. Right, you go to steal someone else's relic, yours gets stolen, right, because you're getting 2v1'd kind of. And it's just the 3-team the 3-team thing, the 3-team mechanic makes those impossible to be fair. Once people figure out who the food is. Yeah, I don't know. But when I'm on a PvP build, I love deathmatch. Yeah. Some people think every BG is deathmatch. Well, because they want it to be. Which makes sense. That's why they went into the battlegrounds to fight, not to run around capturing relics. So the PvPers, I think they love deathmatch. The PvEers liked the other game modes because you could still contribute in a meaningful way without being a god tier 1v1er, right? Which is what you need to be to feel successful in the battlegrounds in some ways. So that's why I loved the battlegrounds. Loved them. Loved the deathmatch. You think most people hate Chaos Ball? Dude, I liked Chaos Ball when I was on a PvE tune, man. Dodge roll with my bow out, pop my vigors, you know, and run for days. Deathmatch makes you happy. Oh yeah, I love deathmatch. Love deathmatch. Chaos Ball is great for cliff jumping. Crazy King and Domination are so cool. Yeah, yeah. So you know they're trying to please their PvP audience right now, clearly, and that's probably a good thing because it's a PvP thing. You know, the battlegrounds. Yeah. Everyone dies to your power in deathmatch. Nice. Deathmatch is simple and fun. Well, you get to focus on the thing that you like to do, which is fight and kill, as opposed to stand on a flag. And sometimes in the capture the flags, you're rewarded for not fighting. You're rewarded for basically just going wherever everyone else isn't, right? Often, how many times have you lost because one team was just, they were always on a flag, and if someone came to engage them, they just ran to another flag and they just didn't fight, you know? Okay. I think most PvPers just enjoy stomping noobs, not actually fighting. Well, everybody enjoys winning. I don't think that's, you know, specific to PvPers. That's a little unfair. Everybody enjoys winning.
Lucky?
Yeah, everybody enjoys winning. Am I mad? Not yet. Not yet. Yeah. Fix an issue where leaderboard notification sound would play when the setting for these is disabled. But okay, so the sound's not gonna play, but is my computer gonna freeze still? That's what I want to know. Trials, Sanctum Ophidia, they fixed it again, so that's exciting. The bong, yeah, the bong. Nothing wrong with flags. Yeah, you got the highest score yesterday in the VG and you killed no one. Yeah, there you go. Exactly my point. Exactly my point. You know, you can go in there and compete as a PvEer. You find below PvP 50 PvP has more tryhards than OCP. Sometimes, yeah, dude. What they're well, when you run into the Smurfs, right? The guys that made the new tune, they like literally when they hit 50, they make a new tune. Those guys exist, man. They just stomp under 50s, and they're like level 16 gear. Reduce the chance of encountering a crash when multi-thread rendering is enabled. The crash could have occurred in a variety of scenarios, including when trying to resize the client window. Fix the rare crash that could happen when leaving an area wall quest. Okay. Fix the rare crash that could happen when observing another player log out while sheathing their weapons. That is so random. You know, that is so random. Like if someone logged out while sheathing their weapon and you watched them, like how did they figure out that that's what the cause was? You know, sometimes with bugs, I'm just like, how does that cause the crash? But then I'm even more impressed that they figured out that that caused the crash. Like that's just like, so, you know, how do you find that? How do you find that? Like, if I would have known this was a thing, man, I would have always sheathed when I logged it. No, that would be awful. But that is so random.